Alright, so this will be kind of the last video of 8.5. This will be 8.5 part 2. And basically what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to basically finish the rest of this out. I'm going to use it, so as you remember in the last video, we had two methods. We had what we call the long method and then the short method, okay? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to basically finish this video out using the long method because it's only this slide here. And then I'm going to go back and kind of show you guys how you could do all the rest of the problems using the short method, okay? Which the short method, again, you'll kind of look at me and you'll be like, well, why didn't you show us that from the beginning? One of the main reasons is that this long method, you're going to be using this a lot later, okay? I'm going to go ahead and clear the ink off right here. All right, so I should have left that up here. So now we're looking at these a couple examples. Now so for this first example 4 here, you have 3x squared minus 126 plus 15x. One thing you should notice is that this x right here should be moved right here. All right, I'm going to rewrite this expression: 3x plus 57x minus 126. Make sure it's in standard form. If it's not in standard form, you guys will mess it up. All right? I don't like to be blunt, but that's what will happen. Okay? So make sure it's in standard form. X squared, x, and then negative 126. Okay? So now what do we do? Now, what we're going to do here is, well, you see that you have this 3 out here. Well, and it's like, well, we haven't really been dealing with ones with numbers out front here. So what we're going to do is, well, we're going to take a GCF out. If you notice, 3, 57, negative 126, all of them divisible by 3. So I can take a 3 out. And inside, I'm left with the x squared plus 57 divided by 3. Hang on, let me do some quick math on that. 57 divided by 3, that gets you plus 19x. And then 126 divided by 3, that'll get us negative 42, okay? So now, this trinomial that I have inside, that is the one that I'm going to factor. That's what I'm going to set up my little cross diamond thing with, okay? So now, this 3 out here, that kind of just stays, all right? I don't really even care about that 3 right now. So, set up my little diamond thing. My a value is 1. My c value is negative 42. 1 times negative 42 gets me negative 42. Take my b value, the 19. I'll put that down here. Numbers that'll multiply to negative 42 and add to 19. All right? Number up here is negative, so you know that one of these numbers has to be negative. And if you look, 21, negative 2, multiplies the negative 42, adds the 19. We're using the long method here. So I'm going to take this trinomial. I'm going to write it over here. Rewrite it. X squared plus 19x minus 42. Bring down the x squared. Bring down the negative 42. And then we're going to have plus 21x, just using these numbers here, minus 2x. The order in which you put these numbers does not matter. If you want to do minus 2x and then plus 21x, if I kind of swap these, that's acceptable as well, okay? From here, factor by grouping. I'm going to put parentheses around both these. I can take an x out of this first one here. I'm left with x plus 21. Negative, so I'm automatically taking a negative out, and I can take a 2 out. So I'm left with x plus 21, because negative divided by negative is positive. 42 divided by 2 is 21. From there, because I have the same thing in my parentheses, I can write my final factors out. X minus 2, and x plus 21, all right? Okay? Hold up real quick. I just realized we weren't done with that yet. Now, I got my two factors here, the x minus 2 and the x plus 21, but I also have to bring this 3 down in front of it, all right? So I'm actually going to rewrite it over here. So you have the 3 out front, and then you just write out your x minus 2, and your x plus 21, okay? There you go. Make sure you take out that GCF. You put that out front, all right? That GCF, once you kind of take it out in the first step here, it kind of just hangs out until you get the final answer, okay? Alrighty. I'm going to erase all that stuff there. Let's move on to this one here. So 4, 3, 2. So you see that this is in standard form, but the exponents are a little bit different. All right. And plus, we also have this 6 out here. Well, we can take out a GCF. Well, if we take a GCF out, I see that 6 divides all these numbers. K4, K3, K2. I say I can take 2 K's out. And let's see what I'm left with. 6 divided by 6 is 1. I'll be left with K squared. Negative 54 divided by 6 is negative 9. I'm just left with the 1K. Minus 60 divided by 6, that's left with negative 10. Right there as well, all right? And now again, I'm only worrying about this part inside here. Again, this right here is just kind of staying put for right now, all right? I'll worry about that later. So now I'm going to set up my little cross thing here. Negative 10, negative 9, all right? What numbers that'll multiply to negative 10 and add to negative 9? Let's see here. You got 5 and 2, 10 and 9. Well, let's see if you got 10 and 9. No, 10 and 1, excuse me. 10 times 1. Put a negative out in front of the 10. You got negative 10 times 1 is negative 10. Negative 10 plus 1 is going to be negative 9, all right? So from there, set up my long method. I got K squared. I'm going to rewrite my equation, 9K minus 10, bring down the K squared, bring down the minus 10, and then split apart the negative 9 as negative 10K, I'm just using this and then plus 1K, or I'm just going to write plus K, alright? Factor by grouping, I'm going to split them apart. Take a K out of this one. You're left with K minus 10, Again, I can't take anything out, but I'll take out a plus 1, so I'm left with K minus 10. I have the same thing in both my parentheses. So I'm going to write it up here, 2 parentheses, K plus 1, combine the outside there, then K minus 10. And then I take my GCF number, and I put it out front here. 6K squared. There we go. All right. Alright, I'm going to pause the video real quick here, and then I'm going to go back and work out those other examples using the short method, okay? Be right back. Okay, so showed you the long method for both these examples. Now I'm going to show you the short method, okay? And for a lot of you, this is probably going to be the preferred method because, well, it doesn't have as many steps. It actually is fairly, once you get to the diamond method here, it kind of deviates. That's when it starts to deviate. So using the short method, so you still set up the diamond, you still find all these numbers, so that part does not change, okay? The part that does change is instead of rewriting the equation out, rewriting everything out, because I have this 1 out in front here, all right? Now that's the key, all right? As we've been looking at, all of these expressions have the number 1 out here. If there was like, say, another number like the number 2, 3, 4, any other number than 1, I could not do this short method. I would automatically have to use the long method. That's why I like using the long method, showing you that first, is because that method you can use basically for any trinomial. This method, you only use it for when a does not equal 1. So right here, all right, for right here. Okay? So now for this, what you got? So you got 10. So you got the diamond set up. You solved it. You got 5 and 2 for this one here. So again, up until the diamond, that everything is the same. And then once you find these numbers here, then what you're going to do, you can automatically set up your 2 parentheses. Okay. Now for in the first position in both parentheses, you're going to write your variable. Our variable in this expression is x. Most of the times they're going to be x. 5. Is this a positive 5? It definitely is. If it's positive 5, it's going to be x plus 5. Positive 2, x plus 2. And that's it. I know, simple, right? For this one right here, got your diamond, solved it. Set up your 2 parentheses. Variable is x. I'm going to write an x for both of them, x and x. Positive 16, so I'm going to write plus 16. Positive 2, so I'm going to write plus 2. And that's it right there. That's the short method, y'all. All right. So again, from the short method, you can automatically take these numbers here and put them into the factors. All right, put them into the factors there. Okay. Like say for this one right here. All right, so you got maybe like this diamond right here. Instead of doing all this stuff over here, let's go ahead and erase that. Oh, erase a little bit too much there. And what I'm going to do, my variable's k, so I'm going to put k, set my parentheses up, k, -10, so it's going to be -10, and then k, and then +1, so +1. And then again, you'd still bring the GCF out, 6k squared. And hey, look at that. These are essentially the same answers. I switched the order of these up, but that doesn't really matter, okay? So you see that is the same answer there, all right? So again, if you have no number out in front, again, that's why I say put it in standard form. If there's no number out in front of your expression, then you can automatically plug these into your equation, into your factors here, okay? Okay, so that was the 8.5 second video notes there. That's all I have for that, and I will get started on these other videos real soon. Thank you.